Hello.
Hi, Craig Shoemaker.
You got him.
How you doing?
What's
It's the
going on,
Rob
man?
and Slim Show.
Hey, it's about time. We got the phones working. We're all good. I'm actually. I just stepped out. I'm in the writers' room of Fuller House. You ever see that show?
No, but Slim and Pete have.
I did watch the entire thing.
Any suggestions while I'm sitting here with the writers?
I don't know, man. Like, I'm not gonna like. It was good. I like the original Full House better. That's all I'm really gonna say. I like the vibe of that better. I didn't really like it.
you would rather see Dave Coulier than Stephanie's breasts.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know. I might want to see Stephanie's breasts.
What about that little beaver he did? Didn't he have a puppet? Is that still around?
So you'd rather have Mr. Woodchuck?
Yes,
yes,
Mr. Woodchuck.
That's Stephanie's breast.
Cut it out.
I don't know. It might be interesting to see what the breasts look like if they're going to have breasts.
Our intern wants to know what the breast looks like if you plan on
Oh
showing
my God,
her breast.
those breasts should have their own credit.
Is Candace Cameron still in it, or is she in Spirited Away?
Yeah, her last name is Fuller, and that's how you got Fuller House.
Oh,
because her husband dies, and just like she was raised by a widower, now she's a widow raising 3 boys, whereas Saget Danny Tanner raised 3 girls. Get it? So it's a repeat of history.
Yeah,
same house.
I guess I just thought that I guess I just like the dynamic better of the guys raising the girls than the girls raising boys. I don't know.
Is the dad black?
No.
No. They can make it interesting that way. Are you kidding me? This place is as white as Mayberry.
And that particular
ready for Barney Fife to walk in.
that particular part of San Francisco is the same way.
I heard you say Don Knotts did not like your Barney Fife impression.
No, he loved it.
Oh, he did?
Me? He actually turned to me. He was, I'm doing the old Barney going, all right, nip it in the bud, Andy. And he turns to me and goes, you do me better than me.
That is amazing.
What's the movie you did with the monkeys?
If you watch the movie Pleasantville, half of the movie is me looping his voice because he was sick. So, you know the movie Pleasantville where he circles the apple in the telestrator? It's actually my voice going, boom! What do you call that? The forbidden fruit here in Pleasantville. I'm a TV repairman. Yeah, that was my voice. There's a big career in that. Big career in looping Don Knotts.
That was amazing.
It is, dude. It's great.
You'll end up writing on Fuller House.
You remember that?
That's all we can hope for.
Cartoon Doug, where he did the voice of the principal.
Yeah, you said that. The Don Knotts did the voice of the principal on
it
Doug.
was like Mr. Bone or something. His name was Mr. Bone or something. I'm trying to remember.
His daughter just called me a few months ago, and she's writing a book called Tied Up in Knots, and I was his favorite comedian, so I'm all over the book.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, he actually meant a lot to me when I was a little kid. My dad left when I was born. Something I said, I guess. Wah, he's gone. And I was raised watching UHF television because I was the only one home, and Barney Fife was my uncle, and Andy Griffith was my dad, and so I was raised with this guy. I actually believed that they were relatives of mine, and first time ever on television, ever on TV was Dave Coulier, talking about full circle, was hosting America's Home Videos, and I won $10,000 for Barney Fife fighting the Cowardly Lion. that was my first debut on TV.
Wow!
Back up, Lion! I'll put him up. And yeah, that won me $10,000 against the woman spitting ping pong balls into a xylophone. I beat her. And then my first guest star role in TV was on Matlock with Andy Griffith. And Barney Fife or Don Knotts played his best friend.
I saw that you were on there. Like, my dad still watches that on like TV Land or whatever the fuck it is.
Well, he can see me. He can see me in a mullet being an entertainment reporter. I did a few episodes with it.
Nice.
It looked like Flock of Seagulls hair.
I just remember Matlock. My dad was, and all he ate was hot dogs. Like, that's all he would eat was fucking hot dogs in the show.
Hey, listen, somebody was watching that damn show. Lasted forever.
He's still watching him, dude. He's still watching. That and Mama's Family. Every night their dinner is Mama's Family. I'm like, oh my
I'll have to
God.
look at I'll have to look at my IMDb. I'm sure that's on my resume too. I did every bad show. I actually. My favorite was I did Fresh Prince. Remember that show?
Yeah, I was gonna say it would have been cool
wait.
if you were like the new Carlton, if like that actor quit and you were like the new Carlton.
You never got to do the Waltons, did you?
Oh yeah, I look like John Boy, so that
Little
was
house.
perfect. But
No, John Boy had that sweet mole.
I never did the wall. I did it. You could look at my IMDb. It's like a who's who of sitcoms you'll always forget. But the Fresh Prince, at least I played in a very special episode where he drunk drives and he ends up dying in a graveyard. I play the ghost. It's really a dream. I play a boxer. But it was a quote very special episode of Fresh Prince.
You were in
And I'll
Scream?
tell you what, in my life, I look like John Boy Walton. I'm very white. I've never felt whiter than in the pregame, right before you're about to take the stage. All the guest stars get around, and Will Smith raps. And I have never in my life, I was trying my best, hey, oh. I sound like Santa Claus. I'm trying to blend in with a room filled with black people. There I am. Hey, whoa,
What up?
Trying with my arms, and I look like one of Jerry's kids.
Oh shit!
I got excited because I just went to your IMDb and I saw that you're known for Scream 2. I fucking love the Scream series.
He was a professor.
Oh, yeah. I actually got to live. And they told me I would come back because I got to live. I didn't die. I played a professor. It was like that whole scene actually had a lot of guest stars in it. Sarah Michelle Gellar was in it, and who else was in that? It was a scene where it was about sequels, and we were in the first sequel. That was the irony that they were playing. Yeah, but it was cool because they filmed the whole thing in Atlanta, and apparently the professor sucked, so they had to redo the whole thing with me as the professor. They had to do a classroom in Los Angeles at UCLA.
Nice.
So some guy out there is on the editing room floor. I guess I don't know how they don't know at the time. Let's get rid of this guy.
He didn't work out. We just let him.
Yeah.
We let him do the role. He sucked.
Good thing.
Now
I'm in the sequel, but anyway.
Dude, I saw
By the way, no one recognized me. I did one of these things where I'm going, oh, this is really cool. It's a really cool movie. I stood outside of 3 movies in a row of Scream 2, and while people were emptying out, I thought they were going to go, that's the professor. Not one single person.
Oh,
you should have just started yelling it. I'm
the professor. I'm the fucking professor. You should have punched somebody.
I'm like trying to speak so people recognize my voice and doing lines from the movie. no one recognized me. I stood next to my own poster for hours when my movie debuted, The Lovemaster. Not one single person went, "Wait, aren't you that guy?"
Oh man, how did you get the name The Lovemaster?
The commish.
Well, probably like you, if you're in podcasting radio business, you're a geek in high school. Am I correct in assuming this?
Yeah.
So there you go. That's why we all get into entertainment, because we're trying to get even with all the girls that wouldn't go to the prom with us. So anyway, I was a geek in high school. All the girls would use the F word, friend. I was always the friend.
Gay friend.
And they would you know how they would always have the posse pee where they all go together? They would take me with them. That's what a geek I was. I was 5'1" in high school. And they'd all be peeing and talking, and they'd always talk about badasses, and I had a real high voice. Yeah, I'll fix you up with Tommy, no problem. And it was always these badass Lotharios, and then I was thinking, I'll give them what they want. I'm the love master, baby. I love you so good, your neighbor will have a smoke, baby. Oh, yeah. I'm so big, I make flesh-eating bacteria gag. And that's how the Lovemaster By the way, it felt a little creepy with a lot of male voices on the other side. It felt a little creepy.
Oh.
So, and you're sitting there going, you think you feel creepy, so do we. That's why we didn't laugh or respond.
I think every line from your Lovemaster clip, my friend Kenny has said every day that I worked with him. He always had those. I swear to God, he must have seen that and just he always quoted your lines, dude.
Oh, I got about literally about 200 of them. If you like name a topic, I could just rattle off the Lovemaster line. Donald Trump. Oh, baby, one night with me, you'll be sweating like Donald Trump at a Mexican hat dance, baby. Oh, yeah. You know what? The good news is I wanted to drop the Lovemaster for years, but fortunately, it's a greatest hit. It's obviously, it's done very well for me, but unlike, Springsteen has to do Born to Run the way it's written. He can't all of a sudden change it to Baby, I'm Born to Trot. You know what I mean? He's got to stick with the lyrics. I can rewrite my lyrics.
Yeah, that's true. Even if you're
about the greatest hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm having fun with that.
That song was on today.
Oh, Craig, I saw you perform for 4 presidents. And which presidents?
Oh, you were there?
They? No.
The way you worded that, you said, "I saw you."
Yeah, he was on the grassy knoll.
I was the gunman, but I didn't know which presidents they were.
It was a little weird performing with Barbara Bush, and I'm doing the Lovemaster. Yeah, I got another pearl necklace for you, baby. Oh, that was a little creepy. Security.
Barbara Bush.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
It was pretty cool. It was in my hometown of Philly, so that was a second cool thing, is to perform for the presidents and do it in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. There's no love.
No.
There's not a lot of love. There's no romance in Philadelphia. Is pretty much, hey, relax, honey. There ain't no cars coming.
They threw D batteries at Santa Claus.
Oh, did you see what they did the other day?
No.
They have a new one now. As if the snowballs at Santa Claus are booing a guy they thought was paralyzed. As if that wasn't bad enough. Or vomiting as your heckle, vomiting on someone. That's another classic. The guy literally put his hand down his throat and vomited on someone he didn't like in front of him. It's so Philly. I said to my friend Bobby, Bobby, you ever take your woman to a chick flick? I swear to God. He goes, of course I have. But not all girls are into porno, though. He thinks a chick flick is porn. So anyway, the other day, the Flyers are getting their ass kicked. And they did this big memorial for the owner, Ed Snyder, who just died. And they all had these flashing Ed Snyder bracelets. And they were down 5-1. I go, the hell with this. They bombed the ice with the things that were supposed to memorialize the owner for the last 40 years. And they threw them back onto the ice, and they got a penalty for it. And even they got 2 minutes for delay of game because these idiots. And you hear the announcer going, "Yeah, that's real good." Even the announcer, normally they go, "Please don't do anything." This guy had an attitude. Said, "Yeah, that's real good. Yeah, that's real grown up, you idiots." Only Philadelphia. This is a true story. I took my son back there. Now I made my kids into all. We live in Southern California. I made them all into Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Phillies fans. By the way, these days, I'm telling me child services are going to show up at my home for child abuse, making my kids into Philly sports fans, living in Los Angeles to top it all off. So I take my 10-year-old to a game. I said, I'm going to show you what it's like. And I'm not kidding you. He's 10 years old, father-son bonding. We're sitting there. They find a New York fan, and 200 people get their fingers and start pointing and go, "You suck cock! You suck cock!" And my son's sitting there going, "What are they saying, Dad?" And I'm going, "Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure." And he goes, My son goes, I think they're saying you smoke pot. That's exactly what they're saying.
That's it.
I said, those New Yorkers are stoners, Justin, just like your great grandmother. That's a true story. First pot I ever smoked was my grandmother giving me peer pressure.
No way. I asked my great grandmother, and she said she never did.
She lipped these joints. You had to wring them out by the time she was done with it. These granny wet lips would surround the joint.
Is there lipstick on them?
She tried to shotgun the joint with my friends so she could make out with my friends. She wanted to slip them, my friends, the tongue. Me too. I think she wanted me to, my grandmother. And she'd be like, "Come on, Craig, what are you backing up? Come on, you pussy, you're 12." Oh yeah.
Oh man.
If you think I come from normal, I was not destined to be an accountant. My father is a cult leader. My mother belly danced at my high school graduation party.
Wow.
I was not due to
your father's a cult
9-to-5
leader?
job.
Wow.
He has his own cult. Yeah, he's got all women too. He calls it his harem. And he calls himself the king of the Poconos. He goes because he runs mule rides in the Pocono Mountains. He goes, "If you get over that comedy crap, you can be part of my empire." I said, "Oh, I'll be Prince of the Poconos. I can't wait for that. There's a dream come true."
Prince of the Poconos.
He goes, "Get over that Hollywood." He goes, "These broads have heart." I go, "They have no teeth. They might have plenty of heart." He wants me to live in the Pocono Mountains and give up my comedy career I've been doing since high school to go be a mule rider. At least he's trying to bond with me.
I do appreciate that he's reaching out to you like that.
Yeah, that's his little way of reaching out. I mean, he didn't reach out much when I was a kid. This is a true story. As a kid, 16th birthday, I hadn't seen him in years. Every few years he would come around with some new scheme. And like one time he says, "Hey, Barbara, you want your child support check? Invite your big-breasted friends over. I have a bra business." He was like Amway meets bras. And there I didn't see. I'm 7 years old. I look at the living room. He's smoking a pipe with my Aunt Dottie, my Aunt Barbara, my Aunt Fran, modeling bras for the guys there. "Turn around, show how it lifts and separates. This is the 3-class model for the full-figured woman." He's there. "Don't be shy. It's just you ladies and me." And I'm just thinking, that's my dad. What a genius. but that business went bust, no pun intended. But so then he comes to visit my 16th birthday. I was so excited. He brings a car, like an old Pontiac, and he signs the title over to me. He makes it official. I'm driving, and I took it down the street. And then he forgot to get a ride home. He took my car, and I never saw the car again.
That's an amazing story.
And my friends would go, "Do you have a car?" I go, "Yeah, look, here's the title. Drive that to the mall." I held on to the title for years, thinking that car would come down my driveway.
It was going to come back.
Wow. I thought it would come back.
You could have got him arrested.
Like a bad boomerang. Like a bad boomerang. That thing went one way. Yeah, he never brought that car back. And then I went up and... Then I visited him in the Poconos. I visited him in Poconos with my car that I bought, later, and he traded it for an ambulance. He gave me an ambulance. He goes, "Here, you're going to need this at college." So I had this bright orange 1965 Hearst Cadillac. With every 100 miles, I had to stop and fill it with oil. It had holes in the bottom like Fred Flintstone on the brakes.
My uncle had a car like that where it was rusted out. He had a Jeep. Where the
but this was awesome. It was bright orange and it had lights and a siren. And if people would just move over, I always had the fast pass. He would just move over there, and if they didn't, I just gave him a little Blakely Borough ambulance, little. I could go anywhere I wanted. It was awesome.
That's amazing. Oh man,
Craig, I'm curious. What was Totally Baked?
Well, is today 420? It's 420.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
right. I tweeted about it.
It is.
Well, Totally Baked is a movie I wrote and produced, and I star in it. And it's a pocumentary.
Nice.
And it's because my son, when he was a kid, like younger, I was singing that song, "Joker Smoker Midnight Toker," and he goes, "What's a toker?" And I go, "It's someone that smokes pot." He goes in the kitchen. He pulls out a pot and he goes, "How do you smoke that, Dad?" I wanted to tell him, "Trust me, in my day, Daddy probably tried to smoke that. Make resins out of it." I remember carpet remnants. We would try anything if we ran out of weed. But so the whole movie it's a real bawdy, crazy romp through, should the weed be freed? And by the way, we couldn't find anyone that objected to pot not being legal. We couldn't even find anybody. So the movie is like this. It's really crazy and wacky. It's actually, we think that it helped the laws change because we talk about the hypocrisy, about how many, it's a Schedule I drug and you can't overdose from it, and and other things kill you a lot more. The eating bad food and alcohol.
Or just alcohol.
Many more deaths happen with pot. If anything, there's no mothers against there's mothers against drunk driving. You don't have MAP. Mothers Against Pot.
Have you ever seen the old Reefer Madness?
Reefer Madness.
Oh man, me and my friend we just got blazed and just laughed the entire time at that movie.
Yeah.
Well, we talk about that. It was demonized because we go through history. It's a really interesting movie. I mean, it's very silly and a lot of nudity. Which was a lot of fun to cast, by the way. I pulled up I'm a family man in a minivan. I go to a strip club with a roll of 20s and a script. She was giving me a lap dance. I said, her name's Blossom. I said, "Blossom, while you're down here, can you read these lines?" They're real complicated lines and stuff that I cast. And I was just I literally wrote nude scenes, as many as I had a naked nun with a fish in her hands whacking a guy. Just because I'm around being married so long, I'm just writing some naked chick scenes. It is the most gratuitous nudity you've ever seen. It literally opens up with two naked nuns slapping a guy with a salmon. And it goes on from there. You got to get it, though. It's called Totally Baked. And go to my website. To hell with these damn people. They ripped me off. Go to my website and I can autograph it, CraigShoemaker.com. And it's a very funny movie. I'll give you guys, if somebody writes to CraigShoemaker.com, I'll give you a deal. If
awesome.
They just say I heard they heard me on your show.
Cool, Craig.
Man.
Thank you so much for talking to us, dude. We have to wrap this up.
All right, you got it. It was a pleasure. I'm going to go back to my writing now.
Do it, dude.
Watch Fuller House every episode, okay? Give it good ratings, except for the one guy that said he didn't like it.
It was okay.
Go review Modern Family or something.
My sisters love it.
His sisters love
They're
it, so
big
that's
fans.
a good sign.
Oh, that's who likes it. Women love this show. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, CraigShoemaker.com. No mocker, no umlaut. It's CraigShoemaker.com, and send people there and say that this 15 minutes is worth it.
It is, dude. Totally.
People actually heard me. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
All right, Craig.
Thank you, Craig.